Also, you touch very important point of the Crusaders. I know their stories. The priests and popes, they sent those people here because some of them were bandit. They were disturbing to the kings over there in Europe. So they
Yes.
said that we had a plan to send to put them into army to keep them away, far away
Yes.
from the center. That's why some of the parts were bandits who were killing the ladies, who were thieves
Yes.
and others. So another story, as far as I know, they make something fascinating to the war, to the Islamic people. They said they are not Islamic, we have to kill them. They capture our holy lands. If you kill any Muslims, then you will go to hell, and this and that. I mean, lot of people has been died, even the poor people, I say.
Yes.
Poor people for the Crusaders, I say, because they all, how you say, cheated, according to me. Because I believe that in Christianity Christians, there are some poor people, they try to believe in God.
Yes.
And, we have to capture them, according to me.
Sure.
We should take them. My voice will take out in that thing, no mind. Just, what do you think to speak in this subject?
Well, certainly the Crusade period was a form of manipulation. As you said, there were many people that were seen as just kind of rogues and bandits, and the royalty did want to do something with them, and rather than have them close at home, they sent them on these long journeys. And I don't think that it was necessarily a controlled situation. They sort of let them do as they wanted to do as they went across, across the continents. So it was a very manipulative situation, and there are lots of Christians that would like to see that disappear out of their history because it does not represent what Christians believe. I think that they also have the idea as Muslims that religion should not be by force, that it has to be a personal and an inner acceptance, and it shouldn't be something that comes through a forced outside influence.
Okay, we have to go back for biography.
Yes.
Completing. So that's why we come to your primary school, secondary school, and education. We finish, and some sad or nice memories you talk to camera, please. But even you say the name of the schools, maybe we can find the pictures of the school from internet.
Sure.
Possible.
Sure.
So,
my early education, I went to Burlington Township Elementary School. It was kindergarten through 6th grade, all in one building. Many of the students I started Sunday school with at the age of 3. So we finished the first 9 years of our lives in that one small building. There were so many things nice about that. To be with a small group of friends that you were very close to. And in fact, I still have contact with some of them today. They were a little bit shocked when I decided to become Muslim and they saw me for the first time, but for the most part they've been very accepting. The same group of students went to Burlington High School. It's called Central High School in Plano Center, Illinois. We were a small group of 90 students in my graduating class, and there were many days that we were causing problems, but we had a good group of friends and all of them were very smart, and I'm proud to be a part of that group. We had a lot of free time on our hands, so I spent time doing extra activities at school. I was part of the choir, I performed in the band, and we were part of the drama club. In fact, 2 years out of my of my high school career, I was the president of the Crimson Mask Society, the drama club. We performed plays on our high school stage, and I enjoyed that very much. In fact, part of my outside education, things that I did other than my high school program, is that my parents were very concerned about providing the arts education. So I took piano lessons. I also had a private voice teacher, and I actually performed and competed in several competitions, including one for operatic performances. After that, I attended Concordia University in Oak Park, Illinois, and was ready to become a Lutheran high school teacher. My focus was on education and literature. After becoming Muslim, I left Concordia after 2 years. Got married, had 4 children, and went back to school recently to finish my degree. I finished my Bachelor's of Literature at the University of Texas at Dallas in 2010. I obtained my Texas certification for education of literature and English in the 4th through 8th grades, and I've been working as a teacher all during that time, which I enjoy immensely. My students are my inspiration for me, and I've taught both Muslim and non-Muslim students throughout my career. I feel that teaching is one way for me to open the doors for students to really find what excites them, what interests them, and hopefully sets the tone for a lifetime of learning, just like my school teachers did when I was in school. In fact, recently I met my 2nd grade teacher. She taught for 39 years in the same school system, and we had a conversation about teaching and education, and she said there was always a spark in every child's eye, and I'm always looking for that spark in my students' eyes as well.
Let's come to working period. 4, 3, 2, 1. Looking to cameras. Record.
For most of my adult life, I've been in the classroom. I taught 4th grade in Indianapolis, Indiana at the School of Knowledge. After leaving Indianapolis, I spent a small time in the business world working for Debt Consolidation Corporation, and then went back to teaching because I loved it so much. For several years, I've worked at Brighter Horizons Academy here in Garland, Texas. I taught 4th and 5th grade homeroom classes and decided that I needed to make it formal, so I went back to the university, did my bachelor's studies in literary studies, a lot of literature classes, and included an equal amount of history classes as well. From that time, I started here working at IQA, the IANT, Islamic Association of North Texas's Quranic Academy, and I've been teaching 7th grade and 8th grade language arts, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade social studies and civics.
Great. Before you became a Muslim, what was your knowledge about Islam and Muslims?
Prior to my conversion to Islam, I really had no knowledge of Islam and Muslims at all. In my extensive reading as a child, I read about places in India and Pakistan. I had read about stories from the Middle East, but I had no practical or realistic idea about Islam at all. It wasn't until I read one of my sister's college books. She came home from the university, and in her box of books there was the autobiography of Malcolm X. And I read that story when I was probably 11 or 12 years old, but it didn't make a lot of sense to me because that was so different than my own personal experience growing up. Where it affected me the most was after I converted, it's as if the two ends of the circle closed on each other. And then I realized that that book that I had read so long ago about Malcolm X finding his personal relationship with Allah, his travel to the Hajj, and when he realized that as a Hajji, when he stood among people from all races and all backgrounds, this was the ultimate vision of what he expected of Islam. And it dawned on me that that is also what drew me to Islam, that people are of one humanity, and the Hajj experience would certainly reflect that as well. So prior to my conversion, I really, if I hadn't taken the time to seek out information about Islam, I probably wouldn't have had that exposure, except through my contact with the Muslim students that I met, and then actually going to the mosque and finding information on my own.